As you'll see, Wax does not challenge many of Simpson's statements, something that will likely anger those who believe him a murderer.
I'm in what they call forced retirement. Now, I must admit, it gets boring.
And you'll get a sense of what life may be like for Simpson now, as he talks about everything from his children to his sex life to the night of the murder.
That I don't care if you think I did it or if you think I didn't do it. You've got to admit I was framed.
Wax says Simpson chose to interview with her because he liked her show and thought she'd be fair. It may also be because Wax is not a traditional journalist. She has her own style of offbeat interviewing. And the BBC paid Simpson a reported $17,000 for the interview, which it defended as money that would ultimately go to the Goldman family as a result of O.J.'s civil trial.
You feel like you're getting the truth one minute and a lie the next minute?
No, I think that he's as straight as he can be.
What does that mean?
I believe that when he says things, he's, there's like turmoil going on inside of him. There's a bit of turmoil. It's as if there's an argument going on.
Where's O.J.?
The day begins outside Simpson's house as he gets ready for the main event of his day, golf.
You take Prozac?
No, I don't take any of those type of.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
I don't take any mood on. My vitamin E, so I can like be ready when that time comes when some girl says, "Hey, Juice, take me."
You better take that for a few more years.
So I take my vitamin E and my vitamin C. Actually, strangely enough, that line, that crack you just made, is if I wanted to. And this is not anything I'm bragging about, but the availability of women now is more than it's ever been in my life, which I find really strange. And I kind of equated it to that. I sort of understand that bad boy rocker mentality.
And that would be only the first of several references to women and sex. But first, on the way to the golf course, Simpson talks about the tremendous attention he now gets.
Today, everybody recognizes me.
Do you like
and
that?
Never.
Do you like it?
No, it's sort of uncomfortable. But the portion that I do like is now, unlike before, I got women hugging me. Guys coming up saying, "Man, my family is supporting you." I mean, I never got anything like that.
Then they drive by the Rockingham mansion, a drive Simpson says he makes every day.
So you don't see Rockingham and you weep
No,
for
I
your
drive
past?
by it every day. I drive by the street. See, they put those barriers up.
And your
turn
house
up
was
right
in there?
Yeah, yes, we'll go around.
Are there tourists coming by all the time?
Then it was. I don't know about now.
Right.
I'm sure there's still some. As I tell you, it was, I mean, even the city Chamber of Commerce said it was the must-see. Everybody who came to L.A. drove by Rockingham.
Do you think that's weird that you get famous as a murderer and you suddenly get this popular?
You know what I thought was weird is that I can understand a famous murder took place at Nicole's house. I can kind of understand that. The house that Bugsy Siegel was shot in through the window. I've even driven by that, right? But since nothing happened at my house, it was sort of amazing to me that, just go up, stay to your left. It was amazing to me that my house became such a
but they
place.
think you're the murderer. You see the connection?
You're absolutely wrong. Every TV crew was ever at my house with the crew, with the people outside, all thought I was innocent. This right here is Rockingham starts here.
And it doesn't bug you to see this and think I had that?
I think I did a real nice job.
You just look at it and you see the trees you planted?
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I got two
What's
dogs
with you
buried.
that always sees
I got
the
two
positive
dogs
side?
buried right there. That's people don't know it. I got two dogs buried there. It's illegal to do that.
Wait till they find the bones. You think you're in trouble now.
Yeah.
But Simpson's mood changes as he drives by the house of Los Angeles District Attorney Gil Garcetti, who headed the prosecution of O.J.'s criminal case.
Oh, we'll never sue us at that.
Wasn't he the guy who was the...
He's the head DA of L.A. He's the guy that went on TV telling that lie about the abuse and tried to become the governor through my trial.
The abuse? What abuse?
The so-called 8 abuse. He was the guy that was pushing that 8 abusive incidences.
Oh, that Nicole reported you for?
Yeah, which was totally wrong.
Right.
You know, which nothing supports, and he would never say it today.
Well, why did he make it up?
I don't know. You know what happened? The police had come to our house in '89, and this guy was a total this police officer. And instead of doing, all of a sudden he was saying things like, "Oh, she should leave," just horrible things to me. And I said, "Man, what's your problem? You know, I thought you were supposed to be trying to diffuse the situation." And he said something. I said, "Why don't you go down to the station? Yeah, all your officers been by here. They've been here 8 or 9 times. They all know me." They took that to 8 or 9 times for abuse.
But if you recall, O.J. Simpson did plead no contest to spousal battery on New Year's Day in 1989. These photos of a bruised Nicole were shown at both criminal and civil trials.
You ever feel like you just want to just jump up and say, hey, this doesn't make any sense to me?
And if I did, he'd leave the interview. Again, you know, that's why he likes being interviewed, or people like being interviewed by me, because I'm not going, wait, I'm just presenting it piece by piece by piece.
And sort of your interviewing style is not one to ask really tough, pointed, persistent
I don't think that gets people anywhere.
questions.
Because the tougher you get, the tougher they get.
The thing, if I could change any facet of my life, is I would have never been unfaithful to my wives.
But you were unfaithful.
Yeah, I had some incidences, yes I did.
You were the victim of your own hormones.
Yeah.
In '84, didn't the police show up because you smashed the window of your car with a baseball bat?
Did you smash
Yeah.
the window with the
Yeah.
baseball bat?
Yeah.
You were angry?
Yeah. So I'm sitting on a car and I'm bouncing the bat off the hubcap, talking to her, and she says, "If you tint that hubcap,
You married
gon-"
this woman that you have arguments with?
Oh,
like
this
that?
was not a big argument. It was you
A
guys,
baseball
we
bat
live-
in a
okay.
windshield is a
Are
big
you
argument.
going to tell me that in the last 7 years you haven't had an argument with
I've never
whoever
smashed
he
a
is?
window. Ed, have I smashed a windshield with a baseball bat?
You don't have
We don't have a baseball bat in
Okay, you
England.
don't
We
have
have
a
cricket
baseball bat.
bats. I've
Cricket
never
bat.
done it with a
As
cricket
I said,
bat.
I've never broke a glass. I've never thrown a glass. I've had 2 wives who've thrown glass. I've seen friends that come to the house and so did this and so on. I mean, come on, this is a long-term relationship. I hit the windshield with a bat, sitting on the car, hit it, window cracked.
This is AC. I have OJ in the car. He's still out. He's got a gun to his head.
Their conversation turns to the famous Bronco chase, which happened 5 days after the murders.
How does a guy so positive, though, like you, I've never met anything this positive, think of sticking a gun in your mouth?
It was depression. It was not.
But
was not
sudden,
only
it must
depression.
have been sudden. You never had depression before in your life.
Yeah, it was sudden. I mean, first of all, they had me on drugs, which I didn't realize until later, when they put me on those drugs that week, that the first thing the drug does, it makes you more depressed before your body acclimates to it. So I think that was part of it. 2, I was still in shock. And 3, as I told you before, not only was Nicole dead, they're going to arrest me. That was humiliating. It's humiliating to think they're going to come and arrest me.
Yeah, I know.
And
Did you go like
You
this?
never make up your mind. You just...
Take the gun and get in the car.
My thing was, I took the gun when I left my house. As the week went on, I got depressed, and I was in so much pain. I don't know if you've ever been in a lot of pain
I have
for
been in a
something.
lot of pain.
You just wanted to end. You just want to stop it, and I couldn't sleep, and they were giving me sleeping pills, and it was just like, hey.
What were you thinking about?
I don't know. All the way down there, I was actually calm.
The conversation then turns from suicide to murder.
Maybe there's a blip in your mind where you didn't know what you were doing. Now,
No, I believe that can happen with almost anyone, but I just think that there is I honestly feel, unless there's some imminent danger to you or your family, if you have any type of faith or religious background, there is a point you won't cross. I honestly feel that. And I honestly feel that anybody is capable
People with religion
of
have
murder.
been the biggest killers
I
in the
know,
history of the
probably, yeah.
world.
Most murders
The
are...
Spanish Inquisition
Yeah.
wasn't a golf party.
Hey, well,
Your dream?
I was in jail for 16 months. Most of my dreams were in a sexual nature. Had little sexual overtones. It was horrible too, because they didn't change the sheets for like once a week or something. It was the worst.
All the talk in the interviews about women and sex, did it surprise you?
No, but it did seem like it was a great football player who was very virile, and women threw themselves at his feet, and he misses those days. Over a 12-hour period, it didn't occur to me that he talked about it a lot.
Wow!
See that yellow flag?
Yeah? Wow. That's a mean
They
swing.
call me Juice, the Juice. The feel of hitting the ball it's erotic, almost erotic. I mean, it is like it's a high.
Yeah.
I know, we used to always have guys always say that if you can go to bed with Christie Brinkley and Crawford or shoot par golf, what would you be? I've never heard a guy say not shoot par golf. You know, it's a weird thing, isn't it? Yeah.
What is it? When you hit it, do you know that you've got it?
Yeah, you can feel it, and it's like butter. As I said, I'm trying to hit it right to that tree.
Maybe you're better with balls than you are with women.
Well, I can't, you know. Well, see what I mean? How you shook me up with that? I can't say that
It
because...
never came out of the trees.
Yeah,
It just
because-
stayed in the tree.
But in the videotape, Simpson suggests his real passion now isn't sex or even golf, but the trials, both criminal and civil.
You know, whether you did it or didn't do it, but if one of your kids was murdered, wouldn't you want everything you could get?
I would want the person in jail, that's for sure. I would want to make their
And if you
life.
couldn't have that, would you say I'll take the money?
Well, I may be a little different than some people.
What would
know?
you want?
I told you before, to me, there is aware that, everybody's capable of committing murder.
Everybody's capable.
If something happened in your family. Goldman, I felt a long time ago that with Goldman, he don't care at this point. If there was a chance tomorrow to catch the real murderers, he don't want to catch them because then all of a sudden his income is cut off. He ain't gonna be making any money. All of a sudden.
You really think he doesn't want to find the real murderer?
At this point, no.
You really
At this point,
believe
I
that?
think he is satisfied with the way things are at this point.
Day in and day out, even O.J. says there's not much going on in his life now. He's supported by an estimated $25,000 a month pension from the National Football Players Association. And he spends time with his and Nicole's children, Sydney 12 and Justin 9, who live with him.
I spend, as we say, 4 to 5 hours doing this, riding the sun on the trees. You ever see the movie Groundhog's Day?
Yeah.
It's like from 5 o'clock on, it's like Groundhog's Day to me. From the time I leave the golf course and pick up my kids, because they have homework to do, I have nothing to do.
Wax says Simpson still has problems with going out in public. For example, this is Ruby Wax on the telephone trying to make lunch reservations for herself and O.J. Simpson.
About 2 o'clock. I'd like to know, do you have any problem if I brought in O.J. Simpson? Could I just ask you something? Would you be adverse if I brought O.J. Simpson with me?
4 out of 8 restaurants turned Simpson down.
At one point,
And what does Wax think of Simpson's life now? A life that many believe should have been lived in a prison cell.
I don't even think he knows how miserable he is. I feel he is. It's
Miserable.
like it's a wounded animal, to me. You're asking me my opinion. Somebody else may think, God, he plays golf every day. It's a great life. It's not. It's hell, I think. And he doesn't even think that.
Instead of lunch, they walk on Venice Beach, where Simpson confronts a reality Ruby Wax says he doesn't want to see. Some in the crowd ask for his autograph, but this man's sign reads, "Killer." And then this.
I've never personally shaken hands with a murderer. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Very nice meeting you.
Doesn't that hurt?
Huh?
Doesn't that hurt your feelings? No.
And these were just some of the surprising moments Wax taped in her so-called day in the life of O.J. Simpson.
You can see the entire interview on cable on BBC.